Alright, hello everyone. This is Jason Anfang and Adam Johnson reading us
Danny the Dinosaur.
the favorite book of children
Story
of all ages.
An I Can Read book. And here we have Danny and the Dinosaur.
And they both have their glasses on so they can read better.
Yes, indeed.
The I Can Read book, they had to have their glasses. Very nice.
Proceed.
Man, these are fast pages.
Page one soon.
Gotta show the children the pictures.
That's true.
So.
One day, Danny went to the museum. He wanted to see what was inside. And here we have Danny going to the museum,
my God,
to see what's inside.
How strange. It says Danny the Dinosaur, but the kid's name is Danny. Shall we find more?
He saw bears. He even saw Eskimos. And here is the Indian. Here's the bear. And what's this?
I believe that is an Eskimo.
I do believe the politically correct term is Inuit, but
anyway,
Danny the Dinosaur doesn't want to be politically correct.
Did we... Excuse me. Go on, please.
Yes. Don't cater to peons.
Indeed.
He saw guns. He saw swords. And here the guns, and here the swords. But is that all he saw?
I think not. I think he also saw dinosaurs.
Danny loved dinosaurs. He wished he had one. And here you can see the dinosaurs. And here's Danny, hopefully and youthfully longing for a dinosaur.
One might say, wishing he had one.
Good commentary. I'm sorry they are not real, said Danny. It would be nice to play with a dinosaur.
And I think it would be nice to play with you,
said a voice.
That's still you.
Can you? Said Danny. Hello? Yes. Bye.
Show us the picture, why don't you?
Right.
And here we see Danny being sorry that they are not real and that he can't play with them. And over here is a voice. Who could it be?
That's the voice.
The voice.
That's the audio.
Yes,
said the dinosaur.
Oh,
good, said Danny. What can we do?
I can take you for a ride,
said the dinosaur. He put his head down so Danny could get on him. And here we have Danny getting on the dinosaur. Your thoughts?
I believe that another way to say getting on the dinosaur would be, here we see Danny mounting the dinosaur. Here we see Danny astride the dinosaur.
Mounting, almost as if it's a social commentary on the Canadian Mounties.
Perhaps it is. This book does have a mysterious publication history. It was edited in Canada. Perhaps this is the reason why. Let's delve further.
Let's go, said Danny. A policeman stared at them. He had never seen a dinosaur stop for a red light. And here we have the dinosaur stopping for a red light.
Which the policeman had never seen before.
Dinosaurs are notorious. In fact, they receive 95% of all red light violation tickets. Perhaps some strands of racism there.
Perhaps. It's often thought that Danny is a perversion of the Jewish name Daniel. And so we are not sure if the post-war period brought about a disturbing trend, but it's starting to look more and more likely.
So you're postulating that the policeman is a symbol of the Nazi regime.
Well, here we see a symbol of authority, not necessarily Nazism, but perhaps any authoritative figure that wants to oppress someone named Daniel.
Of course. Let's read on. The dinosaur was so tall that Danny had to hold up the ropes for him. Look out, said Danny. And here we have Danny holding up the ropes.
Now, it's disturbing to note that what Danny is doing here is fighting off an entrapment of Daniel. So, unfortunately, Danny's efforts... You see, Danny is kind of a symbol of innocence. He's a young child. And Danny's efforts to hold off the entrapment, the Innocence's efforts to hold up the entrapment have failed.
Ah, excellent.
Bow wow,
said a dog, running after them. He thinks you're a car, said Danny. Go away, dog. We are not a car.
I can make a noise like a car,
said the dinosaur.
Honk, honk, honk.
Yes, and here we have the dinosaur honking.
Now, it's funny, because just a moment ago, only on the last page, we saw the dinosaur entrapped. Now, it didn't realize that it was being entrapped, and it quickly forgot. And we have the dinosaur, we have the Daniel, which we will at this point assume is a representation of the Jewish people.
But here also we have a symbol of the fragmentation of the Jewish people, thinking that he is a car, a dog, and a car. He thinks he's a car, but he's really a dinosaur.
Yes, and it's fascinating that he has so quickly forgotten the entrapment that once circled around him. Much as many Talmudic scholars would tell you, with the history of the Jewish people, the Jews in Europe wanted to remain blissfully unaware. A excellent commentary is provided in Eli Wiesel's phenomenal book, Night.
Yeah. Very good.
What big rocks,
said the dinosaur. They are not rocks, said Danny. They are buildings.
I love to climb,
said the dinosaur. Down, boy, said Danny. And here we have the dinosaur, scaling the buildings, not unlike Godzilla meets King Kong.
And Godzilla meets King Kong, as we all know, was a commentary on the nuclear age.
You think it's possible that this book draws almost too heavy and too overt of influence from Godzilla meets King Kong?
I don't think it's necessarily too overt. Well, let me rephrase that. I believe it was intentionally overt. I believe that what the author was trying to do was transpose certain symbols that were used to represent nuclear oppression and the nuclear age, to represent the oppression of various disenfranchised European peoples.
Of course. The dinosaur had to be very careful not to knock over houses or stores with his long tail. Some people were waiting for the bus. They rode on the dinosaur's tail instead. And here we have the dinosaur's tail serving as a replacement mode of transportation in lieu of the bus. And obviously these people have no idea what they're doing. Your thoughts on that?
Well, they're almost like mindless drones. They see an opportunity and they take it. Now this is interesting because a lot of commentary and a lot of racism...
Wait, is this an anti-Semitic commentary here?
Oh, I think it is. A lot of commentary and a lot of racism in the 50s centered around the idea that the Jews were just a mindless drove. Now we see here that one Jew, Daniel, is bigger, stronger than the rest. And the little people who are associated with him only in that they share the same space, much as Jews are only sometimes associated with other members of the race simply because they share a legacy and a heritage, are taking advantage of him, working off of his success without his knowledge.
Excellent.
All who want to cross the street may walk on my back,
said the dinosaur.
It's very nice of you to help me with my bundles,
said a lady. And here we have the dinosaur, serving as almost a symbol of the London Tower Bridge, crossing a street instead of a river, as the London Bridge does. And here we have a lady being helped with her packages. Commentary on consumer culture?
As many will know, as many studiers of the 30s through 50s will know, London was a popular haven for those fleeing the oppressive Nazi regime. What we can see here is that this representation of Judaism as a whole, who at first did not know that the drones, the sycophants, were taking advantage of him, finally accepts this fact, and in true honorable Jewish fashion, lays down
A bridge to a new culture, as it were.
as it were, yes. Much like the British people and the British Jews that were living in London at the time accepted others from their culture. However, when they got there, they found a world of consumerism that they were not at all used to.
Well, Danny and the dinosaur went all over town and had lots of fun.
Excuse me. It's good to take an hour off or two off after 100 million years,
said the dinosaur. They even looked at the ball game. Hit the ball, said Danny.
Hit a home run.
And here we have them watching a baseball game.
Indeed.
Yes, I believe these symbols on this page are too obvious to explain, so we'll move on. I wish we had a boat, said Danny.
Who needs a boat? I can swim.
Toot toot, went the boats.
Toot toot,
said the dinosaur. So here we have the dinosaur, pretending that he's a boat. Once again, this is another symbol. Obviously, there's a lot of repetition of symbols. He thinks that he is a boat. This is another symbol of the fragmentation of the modern British Jews.
And he's also trying to ferry others. He's trying to help others in any way he can. Additionally, a great boat crossing through, passing over water. What does that remind you of in Scripture?
Perhaps you should stop smoking that pipe.
I think not.
Excellent,
Oh, what lovely green grass,
said the dinosaur.
I haven't eaten any of that for a long time.
Wait, said Danny. See what it says. And here's a sign that says, please